Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is season 31 of War. I've been really busy in life and there was a really long off season, so I've been pretty slow about getting these out, but we're back with Wars 1 through 3 of the season with the new alliance SGA. Trying to make a push for the Taba Masters this season. I'm really excited about that. In War 1, our main attacker is Shang here. Been on path 4 for a lot of the early part of the season, so it's nice to have that cleanse and just deal with a lot of the debuff champs that are placed here. First up is this Immortal Hulk. We're roided out on the boosts. Going in here, it's pretty straightforward. I'm just building up my chi charges, purifying to get that fury, and just trying to manage the weaknesses. Throw a big SP2 here. That pretty much kills him, sends him into Immortal. I'm going to go back in, launch another SP2, try to time it so that he's not phasing when he regens, so that I can go back in after this SP1 and finish him off. Easy fight, 100% health. Great start to the season. And we're moving on now to Void, I believe, on the second node of this path. Yep, going in with Shang-Chi again. Again, just gonna try to manage his charges and always have a cleanse up when his debuff is coming up. We should be fine. Throwing on the combat regen just to save on some potions. We have so many gray boosts. Just never hurts to have one. And again, the strategy here is just to keep the cleanse up, throw SP2 when we get it, and nuke him down. Shang-Chi just has so much control over fights. That stun into block is just so powerful. You just never really feel out of control of the fight. I say that, but just wait until a later fight. So we go back in here, building up some of our chi charges. We only have 6, we're still going to throw it off. It's going to nuke him down. Boost it up. Shang-Chi just hits so hard. So, 2 fights in the season down. Again, not the most challenging fights. Just grateful for battle planners who assign you good matchups and just plan out everything. It's really the key to success here. Here's our 3rd fight of the war. And I make a lot of mistakes here. So the first one was there. I went in with a 2-hit combo for the slow. She could have evaded me there and tagged me. Now I've got the slow up, and I'm going to make a second mistake here soon. I'm baiting out SP1, getting the cleanse charges up. I should have gone for slow there, just right away to have it back up. Because she comes back in, I go in for a combo, and I don't have the slow on her. She evades, thankfully I have indestructible. I purify. Here I push it at SP2, which isn't ideal, takes some block damage, but that's alright. The slow's on her. The second mistake I made is this node has increased evade ability accuracy, so Moleman probably would have been better in this specific spot, but Shang-Chi does just fine. I come in here, throw a big SP2, and she's down, so finish the fight. It'll cost me a potion, but yeah, would send Moleman probably next time for that fight, now that I've tried it. Finally, we have this Havok here that we're taking with our Warlock. Should be a pretty easy fight. I'm just going to try to block bait him a lot and counter his heavy or counter his double medium depending on what he does. With Warlock's consistent power drain, we should be totally fine here to never have him going unblockable, but I just want him throwing as few SP1s as possible. I know I threw one there, but don't want to chance him going unblockable here, so I'm going to block bait a lot of the time, throw heavies when I can to knock him down, but really I shouldn't even be throwing the heavy because I get a plasma debuff on myself from the bleed. But again, not too big of a deal as long as we block bait here. Don't let him throw the SP1 as much as possible. So you turtle up there again. Double medium, counter up with the SP2, fight is over. So yeah, that was all of my fights for the first war. We won that war, 1-0 on the season. Again, I'm just combining these first 3 wars just because of my hectic schedule, and I only had about 4 fights apiece. So this is probably one of the worst matchups that I had this season so far. Again, this was mostly because my Moleman was on defense at this point. We got him off, but I'm going in here with Doom, and I figured I can just nuke him down, but I drastically underestimated a couple things. First, the weakness and just how many stacks I would get and how tanky this Sim Supreme would become. Two, I knew high ground would be somewhat of an issue because I'm using Doom, he has Shock and Incinerate. That timer is going to be shorter, but it's a lot of damage. And add to that he gets a Fury when I have a debuff on him, or on myself, I should say, and so the nullified damage I think we take once, it's pretty hefty as well. So this fight comes down to the wire. Right now it looks great, right? I'm up 96 to 44, but this is where things, yeah, they just start to even out a little bit. I've got a lot of weakness on me, and he is really starting to stack the high ground, and my health bar is just going to kind of evaporate. This is probably a mistake here. I just wanted to finish him off, but I'm giving him a lot of high ground charges. I see 2,250 damage into my block there. And he's still just tanking all of this. And I'm getting low here. It's the only... well, actually, I do need Doom for a later fight, so... yeah, not ideal. But we got it down. Second, we have this Havok on node 19. Similar to last war, the strategy with Havok is just bait out heavies or double mediums, and just try to be aware that he's going to go unblockable when we get to 10 of those bubble shield charges. At this fight, if I'm remembering correctly, it goes pretty smooth. Again, this isn't the node where he goes unblockable if I have debuffs, so I'm playing it more like a very standard Warlock Havok matchup. And now I have 9 bubble shield charges, so I know he's coming in, I block, and then I dodge the next one because I know I can't repair, he goes unblockable. Throw the SP2, pretty good damage here from Warlock. I don't ever run suicides, I'm sure this fight would be over if I did, but I'm just not a suicide user, what can I say? Don't run them, probably never will. But we're just about to close this fight out, 98% health, and go in for, I think, one more combo and he's dead. So, pretty safe, straightforward matchup to, I don't even know what I'm saying, yeah, close out that fight. Going into fight 3, I think one of my fights actually failed to record. I think I had an Annihilus on that unblockable path before, but just healed up Doom. Took it very straightforward. I think I lost maybe 1% health. And then we faced our Void again, another classic matchup on this path. I'm just going to go in and keep cleanse up. Just try to nuke it down. Get a couple debuffs on me. Purify. Throw the SP2. Big damage. It's halfway done. That's the special. Again, these are pretty straightforward fights, and I think that's the theme of this season. Just play safe, play very straightforward. Our BG leaders are assigning great counters to these fights, and we just have to play it safe, and I'm just going to do my job and not die. We have some real heavy hitters in our BG that are taking 8 fights, and that used to be me, but now I'm a 4-fight guy, and as long as I can get my 4 fights down, that's my contribution. You know, it's Alliance War is a team game, and I just have to do my part, get my 4 fights done, or whatever I'm assigned. If I'm assigned 8, get 8 done, but play it safe, boost big, and win. So that was the end of the second war. We won that war as well, 2-0 on the season. We're moving on to War 3, all Moleman fights. Here we have Mordo on 19, and Moleman pretty much turns him off here. He can't evade because of that true accuracy. Here I want to trigger my frenzy while I still have true accuracy, so I can go back in, and he will never evade from here on out. I'm gonna knock him down and cancel the power gain with that SP1. Got the timing pretty good there. Come back in. Yeah, Moleman doesn't hit super hard without suicides, but I mean, it's all crits, so it gets it done. Going back in here, I'm looking at his power timer, trying to time this up so that the final hit of this is both the power gain cancel and the ebb and flow knockdown, and it is, which is really nice. So we get that done. And that fight is cleaned up, so pretty easy start. The second fight is again on path 4, and Black Widow Deadly Origin really won't be able to do anything here. I won't ever let her evade because of true accuracy, and I'll just shrug off the debuffs from special burst lockdown. And I'm immune to shock, so even if she did tag me here, I would never really have debuffs on me. I would take some damage from the hits for sure, but Moleman just hard counters this fight. Should be very straightforward, and great assignment, and a great counter to this fight. I just play it safe as possible, and we should be good to go. So here, again, I want to trigger true accuracy, or my frenzy, while I still have true accuracy, just in case, so she never evades. So I do that there. Throw off the SP1. Bleeds are taking her down. Shock, burst damage. Moleman's just kind of nuking, and I go in here for a full combo, and she just ticks to death. This next fight, again, watching it back now, I think Moleman is a good counter. I think I just played poorly. You'll see that here. Knull has the ability to put a lot of debuffs on you, and you basically just don't want to be in frenzy. So there's my first mistake. A heavy, I get my mole mass. Yeah, it's mole mass. I get it up to 6, which I don't really want it high. I should just be like shrugging his debuffs and then intercepting, and just keeping my mole mass down as low as possible so that I can always shrug. When he throws the SP2, I'm gonna get a bunch of charges, so I can't really help it, but there, make a mistake. Just, again, I did some duels, but that SP2 every once in a while just clips me, so I'm glad I had the indestructible boost there. But I'm boosted big, Moleman's a tank. Going in here, again, a mistake, don't heavy, just keep letting him hit into my block and keeping my mole mass down, but getting it done. We take that all on the block just because I don't want to get tagged again. And he's slowly ticking down. I'm just trying to watch my charges, and I can't shrug right now, so I know he's going to go unblockable. And there it is, he's unblockable. He's got 3 charges on me, but I go in for a full combo, a big SP2 with guaranteed crits, and Knull is down, so 93% health, really. It was a good matchup. I think I would play it a little bit better next time. And so yeah, final fight of War 3 for me, this Void on Mighty Charge, and this is an ugly fight, but we get it done. Again, forget about Mighty Charge there for a second, and just don't have the heavy counter timing down, but you see there my stand your ground, I parry the middle of his heavy, which is just something you can, if you have stand your ground max, you can always try to do so you can get out of a bad situation. I'm going to go back in, and I'm just going to try to keep the ebb and flow intercept up. Dodges SP2, but yeah, a lot of mistakes in this fight. Just felt off after that Knull fight, I think, and don't play my best. Again, this fight, you just want to play safe, and it didn't do that. I was trying to heavy counter, which I didn't really need to do. Could have just backed off, and there I don't watch his protection, and he purifies my stun, and again, just another mistake, but Moleman's pretty tanky. At this point, though, we're losing the fight, right? It's 62 to 70%. Throw the SP2 here, and I'm gonna back off, and I get tagged. Again, just poor play in this fight. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was getting a little nervous, but you know, I'm confident this season. I'm confident if I just calm down, play it smart, and get it done. So back up, go for an SP2 after the intercept on the block. Assisted intercept, I like to call it. Again, just playing super safe and watching out for his protection this time, repairing. And we're back in control of this fight now. Void won't really be able to do much, and we're going to close it out. So we'll win this war. Again, I'm 12-0 on the start of the season, haven't died yet, and we're 3-0, and we're sitting at 4th in Masters, which is awesome. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. I hope to get more of these out to you guys soon.